Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this amazing session today. Exclusive workshop on AR face effects. And this is Pooja Arora with Media and Entertainment Skills Council. We bring to you this wonderful session for India Skills preparation. And we are so happy to mention about the support given by IMSK, Immersive Skills Network, community started by a team of volunteers from various domains like game developers, virtual reality, augmented reality industry professionals, media professionals, and digital artists from South India. And IMSK is rapidly growing. So you can learn more about it at imsk.net. And our speaker today is a wonderful woman. I am so glad that she's conducting this workshop for us. She is Gayatri Mohanji. She is a Snap AR Ambassador India and had the privilege of training students and corporate employees and over 7,000 aspiring mixed audience and women creators in the field of immersive technologies, particularly Snap's AR's cutting edge solutions. It has been her, she has been one of her the impressive like this has been a impressive mission to empower women in tech and provide them with the skills and confidence needed to thrive in rapidly evolving industry. I am so glad she's one of the hallmarks of journey. Her one of the hallmarks of the journey has been the collection of more than 70 brands globally. So through the partnership, she have not only brought innovative augmented reality experiences to life, but have also consistently delivered exceptional results. And when we talk about Gayatri Mohan ji right now, next here, I am so glad that how women are taking, reaching the heights in technology. So glad to have you, Gayatri ji, on this platform.
Thank you so much, Pooja. Thank you for having me here on this evening. Hope we'll have a very successful session today.
I'm so glad that now you are breaking the stereotypes and women coming up with all the superpowers and coming up with the complete uh, hold on technology. Earlier, women used to be considered non-tech, but so glad to have you and would be happy to learn at the back end from you about
Definitely, Pooja. What you said is absolutely true, and we'll learn more.
today's workshop. So AR face effect. Right. So AR Face Effects workshop with Ms. Gayatri Shri, and over to you, Gayatri ji. Happy to be at the back. Thank you.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. I don't know how many of you are new here and how many of you are already experienced what who knows what is augmented reality or what is Lens Studio. So, first, simply, I want to explain a thing first, understand what is augmented reality. Just keep it simple, don't complicate it. In your real environment, that means your house or your playground or on your bike, if I keep a Spider Man on it, it will be a little bit glitchy, which can be done in animation in past days. But nowadays, using your phones, using our AI technology, you can place any unrealistic environment or objects or animate characters around your real life. So the basic for that is the platform and the engine which you use. So on that purpose only, augmented reality plays a huge role. So just be set on your set, keep your mind on the real environment. There will be a virtual objects placed. So that is what augmented reality is going to do. If you ask me, is that same as virtual reality? No, no, because virtual reality is completely unrealistic environment inside a headphone. But augmented reality you will be experiencing through your phone, which you will be holding on your hand. So simple, in the real world, there will be a virtual environment and virtual objects. So hope I just set your mind now. And today's session is going to be happen around Snap AR. I hope you all know about Snapchat. So coming up to that, we are going to create AR lenses for Snapchat using Lens Studio engine. And if you ask me, ma'am, I'm from design background, I'm from non-design background, I'm from science background, I'm from arts background. There's no issues with any of your backgrounds. Just your creative skill is important here. So I wish you all the best who are all selected for India Skills next level. Let's jump into the session. So for that, first you need to download Lens Studio. Hope you all know that, but let's start from basics if you forgot or if you want a recap. So let me switch off my video so it will be more seamless. So I hope my video is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if you type a Lens Studio in your any favorite search engine tab, it can be a Chrome or it can be anything. So if you type on Lens Studio, you will see this download page. So just go to download. Make sure that your laptop supports it. I'm having a Windows right now. So just click on that and make sure you have it. Select which you have, Windows or Mac OS, and download it. Once you download it, is as usual installation process. It will ask you to install and you will be installing it. And we also have a beta feature here. At the end of the session, we will explore regarding this beta. Okay. So first, let's go to the template overview and what is the outlook of Lens Studio. So here you can see a yellow color square box in shape. This is the Lens Studio's logo. So I told you how to download this. Now I'm shifting from here to my Lens Studio page. If you open Lens Studio, it will show you a front page like this. So on this page, you can see that we have home, we have templates, we have learn elements, and we have documentation. And this is a new project, and this is your open project. And we also have a pre-cooked template. Yeah, some may ask, ma'am, I'm really new. I have simple ideas I can design, but even though I try, I have simple doubts or not confident. You can always go with templates. So over the templates, we have 3 levels. One is beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Popular shows which is on trend. So let's explore beginner first. Over the beginner, first you can see that we have meme sticker, like you can place any 2D text kind of stickers on the screen and you can edit it. The second one we have is quiz. That means this or that quiz. Okay, which one is correct, which color you choose. So like that kind of quiz. Third is IVR, that is face tracking, which we are going to do today. Fourth one is distort, like making a funny faces, a long face or a big eyes or a small eyes or a big mouth, some kind of thing. And next one is segmentation, segmenting yourself from a background to create a transportation kind of effect. And next one is 2D object. It is kind of similar to IVA try-on because they are 3D objects try-on. This is 2D object. And next we have world object, like which is going to be placed in the world, hair color, makeup, as usual I say you regarding sunglasses, particles, countdowns, face paint. You can see how the face paint is there, and baseball cap. And you can see face stickers. We have twins, we have behaviors. So by one, you're going to see. Today I'll be covering you almost not everything, but I'll cover you little overall about what you can do in face AI technology and how you can utilize it. So any doubts, you can ping on. So I'll start now. So you can ask me, ma'am, can you not start with the template? Actually, you can go through the template by yourself when I teach you from the scratch. So let's click on the new project. It is loading. Yeah. Once it's loaded, you can see the working space of Lens Studio engine. So whatever you're creating in this page, you can publish it, and that publication will lead you to create a wonderful AI experience for a Snapchat. You may all aware of a popular Snapchat element, the dog lens. Like once you open your mouth, you can see a dog tongue is coming out. Or you recently the tongue twister one. If you open your mouth, the tongue will roll and your eyes will swirl. So there are a lot of things. So all these elements are created through this engine only. Okay. So I'll quickly guide you through this part. Like what I wanted to do is I'll explain you what each tab holds for you and what is the purpose of having these tabs. And then I'll teach you how to go step by step. So first, this platform, this place, this is the major part for our work. This is called resource panel. To understand shortly, just think it as a storage box. Like in a storage box, we'll keep lot of things inside it, right? So something like that. So this will be a storage box. So in that storage box, you can store images, GIF, model, music, anything you want to add. Like in my project, I like to add some mild music, means I need to just mix and match some other music also, right? So for that, I can take at least 10 music inside this resource panel, and then I can change. To add any object or to import any object inside this resource panel, one thing you can easily drag and drop into this, or the second thing is you have to go to the resource panel. You can click the plus icon. On that, you will find the import file. Once you click on that import file, it will redirect you to the path you have. So you can keep the assets saved in single path. So you can choose the path and you can get it inside. So you can see. So in download, I have a lot of elements. So if I click, it will add on this. Second one, objects panel. So we have a lot of mixed stuff and resources. But if I have a 10 number of glasses, but I want only one round glass, means I need to bring it into the object panel, because in this place only we will figure out what our lens is going to do. It is going to attach to the head or attach to the image or attach to the floor, or it is going to give commands, or it is going to tween, like it will rotate automatically, sync and zoom automatically, or it is going to have a script, or it is going to work on shaders. So all these kind of major elements will happen in this object panel. And this is the scene panel. Just imagine the scene panel as a canvas, like we all used to paint, right? So whatever you are giving the instruction theoretically here, it will happen practically in this panel. That is why we have scene panel. And this is a material editor. If you have any materials by mistake, if you double click it, it will redirect you to this material editor. If it happens, don't get freaked out. Just simply reposition yourself to scene tab by just clicking. So almost we covered everything. And last but not least, we have two major panels. One is inspector panel and another one is preview panel. So inspector panel is the place where you can see the transform of the objects or any information of the image or the camera position or details of it. For example, let me show you. I just clicked on the camera. On inspector, you can just inspect the transport position, transform position. You can see all the elements which is given for the camera, from layers, render targets, mask elements, camera type, and everything. So this is why we have inspector panels. For animation or any kind of elements regarding the 3D model or regarding the 2D objects, you can refer here, change here, you can utilize to rotate or anything. So here is the preview panel. So preview panel is nothing but showcasing the output in real time. Real time means you can ask, now we are not using the webcam, right? We are also having a webcam option. If you want, you can use. But if you don't want to use webcam, you can use the multimedia preview. We not only have one or two, we have multiple previews. You can choose from anything according to your wish. We have pictures as well as we have in video format. You can see here. So it will be very easy for us to create something which is easy and which is so relevant. So these are things which you know have to know about these elements. If something goes wrong with your panels like this structures, go to Windows, click on panels, and on that click default layout. If you click on default layout, it will just rearrange this window. So these are the basic elements. Now we are going to explore the asset library. Like some of the assets you need not to go according to plan. So on the asset library, we have some of the new materials like kind of a gem for fur creation. Like if you want something like spongy, like fur, for gold, for ornaments. So we have so many elements on asset library, inbuilt one. So now let's explore the asset library. So once you click on the asset library, you can see lot of elements here: featured, essentials, 3D, 2D, materials, tools, effects, SnapML, music. So first let's see the featured one. So you can see the basic beauty ML, like a transformation. The user's face shape, eyelashes, eyebrows, and everything changes. Here you can see image picker collage. You can see a flower here, cartoon B3D model, butterfly pack, Saint Matrix hat, flower head, and we also have She Inspire Me. So Women's History Month. So we are going to have a Women's Day soon, right? So for today's session, let's keep something related to women. So I'm going to input this because we are going to see about lot of images, like kind of different kind of images on the screen. So for that, it will be helpful for us. And we have block physics ball. That means a game playable ball. We have a lot of different materials. We have deduction and depth collision. And we have different kind of crowns here. That's nice. You can see the substance. You can see the hand slide UI. You can see the rope texture here. Actually, these are contributed by many of the creators as well as Snap also. You can see by their name, by Max, by Gilswall, by XRFX Studios, by Savanavi Studios, by Scott Martins. And you can see again Savanavi Studios, Alan Baker. So when you're becoming a trusted creator, you can also one of the person who shares these kind of elements. So see, here we have a spirit patterns pack. Let's download it. I'll tell you how to install it. And now we also have a 360 world map. Let's install that also. One click is enough to install them. Once they install, you can see that your resource panel is getting a packed up. So it's taking some time to load. Yeah. It's just getting packed up. Yes. So here we have next set. So here you can see the flower crown, right? Let's just download it. So you can ask me why you're downloading a lot of stuff. What I'll tell you means we downloaded one 2D element, two 3D elements, and now I'm going to add some effects, kind of any kind of VFX into our element. So we'll see how they look at the images, and then we will see how we are going to implement these kind of superb things in our working element. So I'm going to add booking as well as I'm wondering where is our sparkle goes. Yeah, here we are sparkles. So once the sparkle get imported, it will show you a green signal, like kind of saying, okay, I'm good to go. I just got imported. So we'll start working on that. Okay, so now you can notice in our resource panel, the women's 60-month pack. That means the 2D element got down. Then the spirit pattern pack are there. And then we have 360 world to add on scene. We have flower crown, which you need to put on a main camera. I'll tell you what the difference between the object panel and main camera. And then now we got a VFX, bokeh VFX also. Just only one thing is missing, that is our sparkle. So before starting work on that, I'll tell you some difference. So you can see here, okay, so our sparkles also came. So once I click on that, you can see the name. Wait, let me check. It can be hide. Okay, I think I disabled everything. Okay, now it is fine. Okay, so if I click on the object, okay, oh, the work is done. If I click on the women's 60-month pack, you can see that women 60-month pack should be placed in the object panel. So this is our object panel. So you can just directly drag and drop this in our panel. So you can see lot of stickers here. In any languages, the chief, the queen, and support your sister, support your heroines, or support the women around the world. So you can see lot and lot of stickers here. So these are all 2D images. So since it is stickers, you can actually tell that these things are 2D images. We'll keep this in mind. Just remember, we'll keep this in mind because something is going to change. So we have a lot of things here. So I'm going to delete it for now. And now you can see the flower crown here. So if you click on the flower crown, it says put under the main camera. So before using any kind of assets in asset library, just know whether it is instructed you to place under object panel or main camera. So let's drag and drop it into main camera. And you can see how it sits wisely on the head. But it can't be this much easy, right? It shouldn't be this much easy. But we have a good 3D model here. But I'll tell you how to do this from scratch and we will just use it again, okay? So let me delete this. And finally, we have some effects, right? So we have bokeh here as well as we have sparkles here. So let's drag and drop that into object panel. So can you see the bokeh effect, like a dreamy feel effect? So some kind of one. And again, we'll see about the sparkles. So you can see how the glam looks of sparkles. We'll also add beautification here, like kind of smoothness and everything. So for that, I'm also going to download another asset. You can ask me, why you're downloading everything? Can't you do it? Even I do it. If you can install, since you are a beginner, you can also utilize these kind of elements. There's nothing wrong with that. So finally, the one thing we haven't explored is our 360 world. So you can see that there is a big world here. Let me zoom it for you. Can you see? So we have a lot of words. Okay, as of now, let me delete it. And then let's start working on a new one. So first, let's create a 2D image object. No, before that, let me explain you something very important. Image. So I told you about a 2D image object, right? So for that, first you need to keep in mind that we have 3 images. I'll type it here. Okay, just loading somewhere. Just give some time when it is loading or else Everything will get collapsed. Let's see which is getting loaded. So we have textures here. I told you, right? Since these textures are getting loaded, it is getting delayed. I think for now we don't need this 360 map. Let me try to delete this. Because till your textures get compressed, your engine won't make you to work. Because these things need to compress properly. You can ask me, is the compression is really necessary? If your asset size are limited to 3 MB, that is fine. But if your asset size is maximum, like it is higher than 3 MB, then you need to consider this. Even for 3D elements, the mesh also can be optimized in Lens Studio using Darko method. For that, you will be asked to simply go to the mesh. And once you click on the mesh in the inspector panel, the mesh properties will appear. On that, for the compression, you will click Darko. So since it is on the compression mode, we can't do anything right now. So we need to just disable it. So you can also see that in preview also it got stuck. Okay, can you see once the compression is on and everything is settled up, it gets automatically erased. Okay, why I choose this text is I want to tell you one thing. So for record confirmation, I just want to use this text. We have three types of images. So one is image object. Second is face image. And third is screen image. So these are the three elements we have here. So we have three types of images. One is image object. Second is face image. Third is screen image. Okay, I don't know why my E is not working properly. Okay, so third is screen image. So these things are very important for us to know about the images. And now coming up to the models. For assets, you use model, right? So for those models, we have formats to get that into our Lens Studio. That is .fvx, .obj, .gltf. So these are the model format. Pure 3D artist, you can just export it in this format. If you're not a 3D model artist, if you're downloading from any third-party resources, download it in this format. And for 2D images, v.jpg, .png, and then for animated texture, we have .gif. So these three things are the formats which you need to use for 2D images. And finally, for music. For music, it is same, .mp3. So this is for music. So I hope you keep remember of these formats. Now, let's start with screen image. If you're going to create for the full screen frame, or if you're going to create something like a patch sticker, which I shown in the Women's 60-month pack. So I'm going to create something like a logo or something like a screen sticker. So for that, first go to the object library, object panel, click on the plus icon and go to screen image. So you can see the full image is appearing, right? So you can also see we have another camera here, that is orthographic camera. You can ask me why there is two cameras. Orthographic camera is the place where all the UI elements will appear, like kind of any sliders or anything, or any buttons, any kind of text, image. What are the things overlay on the screen? Overlay on the screen, not on the real world or hand or head. Only the things which overlay on the screen will appear under orthographic camera. So let's go to the screen image. I'm going to rename it as a logo. So for that, you can see it is in fit mode. I want it to be down and it should be on left. So we just give fit. So on the texture, for adding a new text, I just simply clicked on the texture. And on Women's 60 months, we have a lot of things. So what I'm going to add is Women History Month English. So I added. So you can see it has empower women, but you can also see that it is hidden in the tab panel. So if you ask me, it will look something like this. No. If you see the Galaxy S9 or any kind of phone models, you can just click on them and you can see it is on live camera. That means it shows how you will be visualizing on your screen. Then you can go to capture mode. This will show you how it will appear on your phone after you take the snap. It is way too bigger. So let's just shrink it. So for that, I'm going to control it through here. So it will shrink. And now it fits to the screen properly. If you ask me, it looks like this for all the elements. If you have any doubts, you can check on that. I'm changing it to iPhone X. I am changing it to many resolutions like iPhone 14 Pro. And now I'm again going to...
Yes. Pooja, am I audible? Hello?
Pooja? Sorry, guys. Just a technical issue. So as I told you, so the screen image is appearing over here. Let's hide this for now. So this is our first step. Now we added a screen image in our screen. Now what we are going to do next is we are going to add something to our face, like kind of face image or like face mask. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to click the plus icon and we are going to type just face, nothing, face. If you type face, there is a face mesh, right? If you're using any 3D models, you can use this face mesh. If not, you can go with face mask or face image. So face image is nothing but like kind of 3D elements adding. You can add 2D crowns, 2D specs, something like that. So you can see we have face mask, face stretch, face image, face liquify, face retouch to beauty, face insert like taking a third eye or keeping extra lips, taking extra nose. We'll be using this on that. We have eye color and head binding. So now I'm going to add a face mask. So you can see the face mask, right? So on that 2D face mask, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of the patch here. So you can see how it spreads on all over your face. Let's see what happens. If we change some of its materials. It's a multiply, but we don't need it. We need add element. So these kind of elements will be used to create a powerful support like kind of messages. If you ask me, ma'am, this is appearing on full screen. Is it possible for me to create something like a tattoo? That is possible. For that, what you need to do is, let me save this. I'm keeping this as workshop. So let it save here. For that, let's go to again Chrome or any of your favorite browser. Go to face reference, face mask lens studio. So if you go to face mask, it will show you a lot of variations how to create a face mask and everything. But we need to download this helper one. So let's go to download face mask reference. And it will download you the zip file. So I'm going to unzip it now. So let's extract it. If you already know how to use Photoshop and if you already have Photoshop, you can utilize it. Now I'm going to show you a process where the person who doesn't have the Photoshop can use. So now you can see it is on a, it is not yet saved. So let it get saved. So I show you how to utilize online Photoshop tool. For that, let's go to Photopea. You can see Photopea, right? So photopea.com, it is one of the best tool to create a 2D assets if you are a not user of Photoshop. So first, if you want, you can create new project, but for now we need it from the computer. So open from computer. So we have already downloaded this, right? So now let's click on the face paint template. What are the assets you want to use it after extracting from the zip file. So you can see that we have a lot of elements like a face reference or everything. So now click on a project. So we have a support your sister's image, right? So let me take it from here. Okay, so project is not saved, right? So you can't open this. So let's download something else which is related to Women's Day. Logo for Women's Day. So allow this. Kind of this suits the element. So if you wish, you can download any of the images as you wish. So I'm just saying this image. So it is a JPEG. So you can already know that it has background, but we don't want any background. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give remove.bg, which you will use to remove your background. So now click upload. So that upload, it will ask what you want to upload. Let's upload a new downloaded image. You can see that it has removed the background. So let's download it. So once it is downloaded, in the file explorer, in the downloads, you can see that they are the background is removed. Just simply drag it onto the photopia. So you can copy it here. So it is over the anchors, but we need to keep over it. Because we are going to delete the anchors and references, like kind of eyes and these things. Even on the references, we're going to delete these kind of elements. Now, it's time for us to tattoo ourselves. So let's tattoo a bigger one on our left cheek. So you can drag and drop it at any place you want. Myself, I like it a bit bigger and on the cheek. So once you place it properly, you can just remove that reference and you can simply go to file and you can export as PNG. So save it. Save and we have the Monday. So we have saved. Now let's go to Lens Studio. Okay, the project is saving. So you may ask me why I choose violet color, because we already have the same violet color themed elements on the screen, right? So that's why I choose violet color. So just wait a bit till the project gets saved. Meanwhile, if you need to add any borders or any elements, I'll recommend you to go with freepik.com. So freepik.com is a platform where you can get a lot of good assets. So I'm taking Women's Day celebration frame. So let's check. And over that Freepik, you can see a lot of elements. So I'm looking for vectors. And I'm looking for license free. We are not going with the premium ones. And you can also select the orientations here. We want a vertical orientation. We don't want the horizontal ones. We need a vertical orientation. You can see a lot of inspired looks. You can choose something from it. So for now, I'm going to take some kind of cool looking frame. Yeah. You can see this here, right? This one suits good. So let's download this. Now we need a download of that. See download. So we have zip file here. So it's getting downloaded. So once it's done, you can see it has EPS as well as JPG format. So let's extract it. We need it for our frame. So for that, we are going to go on Photopea and we are going to create a new project where we are going to give the width as 365 pixels for 667 height. So we have 365 or 667. So now, since we have already downloaded it, we can directly drag and drop the element. So I'm going to take the EPS file because Photopea will open the EPS file. Also, Photoshop will also open the EPS file. So let's drag and drop. Okay, it gets loaded time. Let me check with the file open. Try to open it. Let it get downloaded. So meanwhile, let's come to the face mask again. So we download a face mask, new face mask, right? Let's go to the texture. Now we are going to add our new face mask. So for that, I'm going to click on the plus icon, import file. So for face paint, we have, wait, actually I lost the path where we saved it. So I'm going on face on. Same downloads. We're going to find it on a face template itself. We're going for face elements. Since we have already explored. So let's exit the page. So we had an open project. Yeah, we had a same one. And now let's go to the file and export as PNG. We are going to save it on the downloads. So it is saved as zip file again. So go to downloads. So in the face paint template, why is showing nothing? Let's select. So we have a reference object here. So over that everything is correct. While we export as PNG, it shows the format as PNG and everything is okay. Why not put? So this is the problem actually we have faced right now. Because it was saved with the artboard, that's why it went to zip file again and it caused a problem for us. So before importing anything, just make sure that you gave it correctly. So now let's get to the Lens Studio and now I'm going to add the new one. Just remember when you're importing a texture, it will give you like another round of texture compression. So don't get worked up on that. So we just selected our texture. I think that one image is causing lots of trouble for us. Okay, let it get loaded. Since we already saved it, it will get loaded automatically on our resource panel. So let's try to add it down the source through. So let it get imported. So meanwhile, we had our face mask, right? I'm going to disable it for now. And then what we're going to add now is we now explored on how to add images on a screen, how to add some kind of logo kind of textures on the face. And now what we're going to do is let's create a head binding. So now we are going to create a new head binding. Okay, for that, let's go out and let's come again. Because it will be so confusing when we are doing a same thing on different same elements, different things on same elements. So what I'm going to do is first, let me close it. So I'm going to disable Lens Studio because I don't want to. Okay, let's cancel it. We have space textures here. Yeah, since we had a lot of elements, it just gets stuck out. So as we added the head binding, you can see that we have a object and we have a face occluder. So I hope everybody know about the occluders. So I hope everybody knows about the occluder. So occluder is the material which helps you to hide behind and forward the object. It will hide from the object like in a forward position or in a backward position. So for that, the occluder is useful. So let's just wait, it's getting loaded again. It asks whether we need to compress something. I'm just going to give no because we don't want to compress anything right now. Yeah. So you can see how these things change right now. And we have already pre-made template images here. So there are a lot of images. We don't want this much. So I'm going to delete these three things. Let's go to the face mask. So the face mask, when you click on the texture, select the element we choose. So you can see that the tattoo is just getting attached to your face where we kept. But it is a bit far away. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it near the chin. For that, we don't need the eyes. We need these three elements. We can keep it near the chin. You can see how it is getting enlarged. So exactly it is placing and reacting to the chin movements. Meanwhile, I just don't want it to get too close to the nose. So I'm just little bit distancing it from the nose. So you can see how it is getting deferred on the nose plane. So I'm going to keep it as a multiply. So it will look like something like a kind of tattoo. So this is one thing. So next thing, we just add a background like for a pink flower banner. So here it is. So you can ask me, aren't we going to remove its background? Yes, we are going to remove, but I'm just going to show how it is gonna look alike in this frame and how I'm going to change its color because we are not going to keep this in the same color. So for that, I'm going to create a new material called Uber Unlit. So I'm going to create a Uber Unlit material. So once the material is done, optimization, we don't need anything. So once the Uber material is happened, just click on the Uber material. So till it get compressed, there will be a lot of work. So let's click on the remove.bg. We have a new one now. Pink flower. Let's click on that. We just want to remove its background, like it's white, right? We don't want that. But it completely removes everything. That's why we are looking into this. far we know, let's check on that. If we need it, let's come here. So since it's getting loaded, we have Uber Unlit here. So let it work on that. Meanwhile, I'm going to create a head binding. First, we already created the head binding, but before the head binding applies itself, we just moved out of the one. So again, I'm going to tell you what the head binding holds. Head binding is the element which makes any object to settle onto your face, because it's not gonna happen if you have a sunglass or a hat or anything which is on your face. It won't fit on your face if you don't have head binding. The head binding is like a parent which holds the children. So whatever the child 3D objects you have, only through head binding you can place on them. So here let's wait till it gets loaded. I think the compression is a headache thing because we have a lot of elements. So since it is asking for compression, it takes time. So we have size compression, we have performance compression, and we have none. It says, okay, I don't want anything, but still it is compressing. Before it compresses, nothing is going to be happen, like adding head binding, nothing. Literally, this rules this entire our working system. Like the compression method will make you to lose your patience. At most, it will make you suffer, but you have to just keep your patience a bit, because once it compresses, everything will go smoothly. So as I told you, the compression is done. Same time here, you can see the head binding also came to our screen. And I told you head binding as a occluder. While I tap inside, you can see we have a head-like structure. So this is how any kind of 3D models you have, you can place. For example, let me keep a mesh, like kind of box here. So I'm having a box here. So wait. When the box is out of the head binding, you can see it is on screen making no moves and all. But if the 3D model is inside the head binding, you can see it is reacting according to the head movement. Let me keep it a bit smaller and a bit above your head. You can see how it hides and how it appears. Because there is occluder, because of that occluder only, your hat is hiding on your head properly, like covering the sharp edges and side edges, and your glass is giving you effect like you can just see around. So you can make objects to attach to your head while you're keeping it inside the head binding. Make sure the head binding should be inside camera, and any 3D objects which you want it to be inside the face or on the face should be inside head binding, because this is a parent and this is a children. So now I'm going to delete this and delete this also. And now let me show you how the full screen effect works. So now I'm going to create a screen image again. So now I'm going to name it as a full screen. So full screen. There's a full screen, right? For that, we are going to have a stretch mode as full. It should be stretched. And we are going to have a flower. Wow, doesn't this look good? But what is the problem here is, whatever we do is not going to appear here. That's why I use Uber Unlit. Uber Unlit is one of the material which doesn't react with light, but it stays on your original position. What I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to keep the Uber Unlit on this material section. First, for now, we played in the texture session. So now I'm going to give the Uber Unlit a quite magical touch. So I just put it on the normal mode. So for the base texture, we are going to give the same background. I'll show you what is the changes. If I'm giving it multiply, you can see it multiplies in you. And if I put it add, you can see there's no reaction. If I put it on glass, you can see nothing happens. If you put it on screen, it reacts slowly. But what I'm going to do today is, we are going to segment ourselves. For that, I'm going to use this opacity texture. Opacity text is nothing but which is used to hide some part, show some other part. So what we are going to do is on the overall camera, we are going to segment our human body. For that, let's go to the segmentation texture and we will portray the background. We'll go to the plus icon on the selection. We go to the segmentation texture and that will say portrait background. So once done, click OK. So now you can see you just got portraited. But actually, we don't want to get portraited like this, but it looks good. So on that scene, now we'll open the JPEG we have. So here you can see the JPEG. Here you will have a magic wand. So what this magic wand will do is, if you select a particular portion, it will select what are the relevant colors. So if you ask me, I'll just ask you to go inverse. Okay, let me show you how layer via cut works. See, actually it's not the back. Another one is a background. For that only we use a inverse. So once I inverse it, the outer regions are selected. So what I'm going to do is let's magic cut. Okay, let it get done. Yeah, now it shows. But we don't want this magic cut of element. What we need is, we need an inverse. I don't want this inverse. And then layer via copy. So once you disable it, you can see the inner layer only getting discarded. So now let's download it. So export as PNG. So I'm getting it downloaded. Let's save it. So it's getting saved. So once it got saved, what we can do is, let's relink the resources. If you ask me what is relink resources, like in the same place of an image, you're replacing it with another image. So I'm relinking the image. So image size cannot be compressed. And now the over inlet doesn't need the opacity texture because it's correctly going to appear as a frame. But again, the frame is here, but I don't want the logo to appear back. Means just change its layer. That is enough. So the over inlet, let's recolor it a bit. So we don't need to be too much like this color. Let's add some violet and some blue. And again, some kind of dark and violet. Oh, no, that doesn't look good. I think yellow suits. Mustard yellow. Yeah. Or some white or black. I think the light shade of white suits. So this is how you can just make elements which suits your taste. So now I'm also going to add the mask here. So we have a face image, we have a full screen image, we have a kind of logo image here. So orthographic camera's work is done. And then we have to look beautified. We have 3D crown here. So 3D crown, we need to put it on the main camera. So I told you how it works. Actually, it works with the main camera head binding. Because of the head binding only, it will attach to the face properly. You can see we have head binding here on the flower crown asset. And we also have the face occluded to hide. And here we have a flower crown. So this is another element. And the third thing we are going to add is femininity we added. Today I have to work on that. Sparkles. Yeah. Now what I'm going to add is a bokeh effect or sparkle. I love sparkle. So I'm just going to keep it on the screen. So now we can see we have a beautiful sparkles appearing on the screen. So here we use one 3D model and two 2D images and one tattoo on the face. So, you know, we already used asset which is provided in Lens Studio, but the assets we downloaded is kind of too simple, but the compression took too complicated. But it's kind of okay, but it worked fine. So what we done is we gone to Freepik or any other third-party resources which you like, and then we added and we downloaded the asset we needed. If it has a background which we doesn't need, we gone to remove BG and we removed the background. And through Photopea, we just set the assets where we want and the places are perfect. And this is the final look. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to do some retouch work, like to smoothen the face. So I'm going to add a first face retouch. I already told you if you type face, you can see the retouch to make your face look glow. You can see the changes in face, right? So let me disable it and let me enable it. Okay, it has not disabled yet. Yeah, now I'm enabling. So while I'm enabling, you can see the changes under the under eyes. You can change the lip shine, teeth shine. You can see the changes on eyes shine. So let me disable it. Now you can see that they have under bags and they have some patches. And on retouch, it disappears. But don't make the retouch too plasticky like when it looks like. So for that, what I'm going to do is, it's already emerald retouch, so it suits yourself perfectly. Because if you use smoothing, it's a post-processing element. We'll also look into that. If you use that smoothing, it will just smoothen the whole environment. For that, you again need to control it. For that, we just need to go down on the general. We will find the post effects. Through that, you can click the smoothing. Smoothing means give a extra smoothness to your look as well as to the environment. So you can see, right, there's some changes on it. So the smoothing, always remember that our face needs to look little more natural. So I recommend you to go with 0.35. This is the recommended value which I'll suggest you. But if you like to smoothing like a shining plastic look, so you always go with that. But if you ask me, I'll refer you the 0.35 look. And the next thing, like what I say, the final thing is makeup. So how the makeup will look like. We need a very subtle but beautiful makeup on ourselves. So for that, I'm going to the asset library. I'm going to get the search bar for makeup. Here you have two kinds of makeup controllers. So one is 3D makeup controller and the another one is 2D makeup helper. So what I'll choose is always 3D makeup helper. Because 3D makeup helper, we have some of the benefits because 2D helper will also be presented in the 3D helper. So now again, you can see that you have to put this on the main camera. So go to camera and put it under the main camera. And you can also see we have another retouch here to make the beautification. And you can see some makeup already appeared and it really look appealing and pleasing. So let's check with the makeup and you can see we have makeup color setup. Let's go to the highlight. If you want to find something, just right click it and go to highlight. And here you can see we have a lot of elements. We have blush colors. We have opacity texture for that. If you want to check, you can click on the highlight. You can see the opacity texture. If you wonder what is opacity texture, the part which are all in black will hide. The parts which only appear on white, the pixels which are appear in white will be visible. To make some particular points visible, some particular points hidden, we use opacity texture. So now let's go to the material and check. You can see the lip color and the alpha. See if the alpha is 0.27. See if I increase the alpha, what it looks like. So can you see the difference? But let it be subtle. I don't want it to be too complicated, like too suffocating. I want some smooth looking elements. You can see lip highlight color, eyeshadow color. And here we have two kind of eyeshadow because we have bi eyeshadow. We have eyelashes here. So even for eyelashes, you have colors and you can improve the alpha or you can decrease the alpha as you wish. So this is on color setup. If you disable it and if you enable the makeup with textures, it is different. So you have to go to makeup texture and here you have eyeliner. You can see an eyeliner texture here and you have a eyeshadow texture. You have a lip texture. You have blush texture and the screen image is also appearing on that. So if you ask me how it is appearing, you will be going to the screen and you will be appearing each textures on the elements. So blush text and everything, because you can see here it has a particular position to give a texture. But we don't want this textures to appear. We need a mask because we need editable ones because we can edit at any time. So this is the final look of our effect where we use a full screen image, where we use a logo image, where we use a 3D object to place on the face, where we use the skin smoothing and the skin elements which can enhance the user face. We also use the makeup which will elevate. Since it's a woman, I use it. If you don't want, there's no compulsion to use it. So let's check with some other people. So it is a man. So let's check with some other like people's body. Okay, it's too far. This is the person we have now. Yeah, I kept it to another person. You can see the changes on our face, how the makeup suits everyone, and how the face colors and everything suits well. And since you can see this on a live to capture mode, you can also add the tags like support any kind of text or anything, or you can also add your name to do face text and kind of situations. Of course, you can add it on. So Pooja, hello. Pooja, are you there? Pooja? Hello, thank you as the host finally. Okay, Pankaj, are you there? Pankaj? So this is some of the elements. Now, what we are going to do is, let's publish this. So for that, first you need to know the information of your project. And on the information, you need to give a name for your lens. So you need to give a name like any kind of name. I'm going to give us a woman empath. And then you can see here, the size is actually 13.58 MB. It's way too big because we have a limit of 5 MB. Even 8 MB is okay, but we don't want this much of MB. So let's compress it. So for that, what I'm going to do is first let me delete what are things I haven't used it. So I'm going to delete Spirit as well as the 361. And on the flower crown, I'm going to take a mesh. So we have 3D flowers mesh, right? So let's see, it has 1.48 MB. So I already told you, if you use the compression type Draco, it will automatically compress it. Now you can see it changes from MB to KB. So now I'm going to check the performance. Like, let's update because we updated now. Okay, it's still 12.35 MB, but we only use this 3D model. So where it will be gone wrong means it should be gone wrong in textures which we use, which we downloaded. So the face print is 52.4 KB, so it has larger KB, so we are going to decrease its size. So now it comes to 1.61 MB. So we use sparkles, but we haven't used bokeh. So I'm going to take out the bokeh. So what is the flower crown? Yeah, there is the MB problem. So let's go to the size and let's compress it. So it will take a bit time because the compression is taking over. So let's just wait once it gets compressed because the texture has 11 MB. Once we compress, it will come to at least 5 MB. So it's compressed. Now you can see from 11 MB, it has compressed to 927 KB. Now let's check the performance. So this is the last performance check we done. So each time we make some changes, just click the update so you can check on the updated MB size. So before we had 13 MB, next we had 12 MB, and now you can see that we have 1.82 MB. So this is the power of compression, but you need some patience while it is compressing because till it gets compressed, you can't work on any other stuff. So now let's go to the project info. I'm going to present this women empowerment. So our size is getting calculated and it says 1.82 MB. So we are good to go. And the hint. So we need to give some hints like a find face or what the user should do. I'm going to say like find face because only on finding the face, it will show the beautiful makeup and crown, right? And now it is asking like the lens is made for mobile, web application, and it works on both front and back camera. But if you disable back camera, our lens won't work on back camera. It will only work on front camera. So to ensure that everyone use it, always remember to keep the front and back camera open. And the activation of camera, like some lenses, you will have the condition like it should open on back camera. Once some activation is done, it should trigger to front camera. So for that case, you can change from front camera or rear camera. Since it is a face effect, I'm going to give it as a front camera. And then you need to give a icon. So we have a lot of icons here. We made it already. So just give auto crop and apply. And for the lens preview video, you can take a 10-second video of yourself at the resolution of 720 pixels. Or else you can use the template video which is already provided by Lens Studio. Just wait, it will show it. Like which was seen in preview. You can also see that in here. That will be a bit funny because it will be also having a male models here, not only female. Yeah. Can you see here? Here we have a lot of male and female models. We need the smile one. I'm going to choose her. Yeah, once it sets, you can see how it is appearing, and we have logo. So let's click apply. So 3 things which is important is name for your lens, preview video for your lens, lens icon, and another thing is the hint which you're giving. So these are the things which is important to publish any lens. Once done, click apply. You can see the icon here. So once you publish the lens only, it will appear on public pages, like on Snapchat, it will appear under your name, or when a Women's Day comes on Women's Day, it will pop up. So once everything is done, click the publish lens icon and it will publish directly to your Snap account. So these are the process, how to create a face image or any face logo which attached to the face, how to create 3D model around your face, how to create a screen image which stretches and fits to your screen like a frame. And what is the difference? We also saw what is the difference between the screen image stretch as well as screen image fit, and how the compression works. And you know how much time the compression takes. So don't get fed up with the timing or anything. If you create a asset under MB, like a 1 MB or a 0.5 MB, then it won't be a problem. If it is higher, just give time to Lens Studio itself to compress. So it will compress for you without losing any quality. Or if you ask me, ma'am, no, I want to compress it outside and get it inside. Go to Tiny PNG website. You can download it without affecting the quality of the asset. And for 3D elements on the mesh, you can use the darker method. And for 3D elements, any kind of 3D models you get inside, only the box which holds the alpha letter P is the one you need to get under object panel, because nothing goes inside object panel. If you have a zip file, unzip the object, unzip the 3D model, import it inside Lens Studio by clicking the plus icon and import. Once it gets imported, just this prefab icon, like pre-icon, you should just see, just click it and drag and drop it to the object panel. This is how the creation elements work. So now, if you are clear with that, you are absolutely ready to take forward the IndiaSkills competition next stage. All the best for you guys.